How'd you assess the round today, Justin?
Yeah, I played well. I'm not very pleased with the finish of the last 6 holes. I would have liked to at least got something. Definitely having a 5-iron and a 5-wood out of the fairway into 2 par 5s and making 2 pars is not good. But not a great par save there on 8, and I hit a lot of good shots. I just wasn't near as tight and tidy those last 4 holes. So just try to go work on that a little bit to where hopefully it's fixed for the weekend.
When you were playing your practice rounds here, did you feel like this was going to be a course that scoring would be like this?
Yeah, it's not very difficult. It's short, and the greens are soft right now. So obviously, if they get firmer, and they tuck the pins a little bit more, it is going to be harder, and the scores will be higher. But with some of the pins that they've had, and definitely just the softer conditions, that's good scoring conditions for us.
You're 2 under on the front, 12 under on the back. Is that just a coincidental thing? Holes on 1-9 fit your eye better, or is it just random? Anything to that?
I think it's a coincidence. One extra par 5 on the back helps, and I've parred 3 of the par 5s on the front, so that's a big difference right there. But I don't know. I feel like you can get just as hot on the front 9. I just haven't done so. Hopefully, I'll do it one of these days this weekend.
This kind of weather, do you think it's easier to score when it's kind of a cloud cover like this, fewer shadows? Do you ever give any thought to that?
I never have until right now. So I guess not. I've never thought of it before.
Ken Venturi used to always bring it up on the broadcast, like he was convinced this was easier for scoring because it was easier to see. Anyway, just curious.
That sounds like a stretch to me, but I don't know.
You mentioned yesterday about kind of halfway through the round getting a better handle on your putting.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you take a lot of pride in right now? I know you started working with John and you guys focused on reading greens. Did you take pride in that?
I do. That's kind of what we talked about. I called him on the way home, and he said that. He's like, I'm proud of you. That was a big day. I feel like there's many times where I've had a front 9 like that in the past where I'm maybe not putting poorly. I'm making nothing, and then I continue to do that on the back instead of continuing to try to feel like I can make everything and stay in my process and start making some putts. So days like yesterday were huge for me, for mentally and both scoring wise, obviously. But I feel like I know there's going to be plenty of times and many times this year where I don't have stuff like that happen. I'm not just going to be able to flip a switch and it happens on the back 9, but I feel like I've put myself in a better frame of mind and have a better understanding of what's going on to where I can do that more often.
Kind of applies to what happened on Thursday with Roy. I don't know if you saw it, but when was the last time, if ever, have you broken a club in a PGA Tour round?
U.S. Open on Sunday.
This year's U.S. Open?
Yeah, when I did it in the scoring tent. I snapped it over my knee.
Do you feel better after you do that?
100%. Yeah, I wanted to do it on the green, but I waited. I could have broken every single thing I looked at in sight after finishing bogey double. So the closest thing to me was my 60 degree, and luckily I had another one before I went to that Paynes Valley match, so I knew I was fine.
Is it cathartic? Do you feel like that kind of gets it out of your system and you can move on?
It helps. I don't know if it gets it out of your system, but it definitely helps. Anybody who's broken a